and while he talks.
Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday to you. As I got two dancing idiots here with me this week on Point of View. I am Bobby Munson, and we are here for a very special edition of the show where we're going to be talking all things footy. Before I do, let me introduce you to my backup dancers here this week on Point of View. First of all, over to the one side of me, it is Andre C. How are you doing, Andre?
I am doing phenomenal. I just realized my virtual background is still on from when I was recording stuff for Mr. Mark over there. But, dude, I'm tired. Whew. It took a lot out of me. That's a lot of just waving my arms.
Auntie Colin showed up just for the backup dancers here. So
is she still in Texas? Is she still in Texas?
Texas.
Yeah. Auntie, are you still in Texas? And how was all in, especially from a live perspective? Brett Martinez, as always, joining us in the chat. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate the support. And over to the other side, it's the other backup dancer. It is Mark. Mark, how you doing?
I am absolutely buzzing. This morning, me and my daughter...
we got
Andre!
Pay attention!
Oh, Andre!
I was looking for her card.
No, ignore the card. There you go. I presume that's the emoji.
Maybe.
I don't know if she wrote Pride 100. Anyway, so me and my daughter this morning, we went to Reading's training ground and we met some of the players. So I've got a few pictures here. That was my daughter getting a signed T-shirt from Harvey Nibbs, her favourite player. This was me meeting one of my idols, Mikael Ledgerwood. He scored the winning goal many years ago for us to get promoted to the Premier League the second time. This was my daughter with the mascot at Reading, with Kingsley. This was us meeting the CFO, Joe Jacobson, the guy who's taken over to do all the players' contracts and stuff. This is also my daughter's favourite player, Charlie Savage. Yes, Robbie, the son of Robbie Savage. He is absolutely phenomenal lad as well. And my daughter meeting the goalkeeper, Joel Pereira, as well. We went there this morning.
That's my new favorite player. Yeah.
Joel Pereira. Go for it.
That's my favorite player now.
Absolute, one of the loveliest blokes you'll meet. She absolutely loved every single second of it. She got to know more of the players and talk to them. I was a very, very proud dad during that time. And then we had a lot of wrestling on yesterday. I know Andre did a lot of great stuff with Lauren, talking about WWE 2.0 with them trying to finish Cody's story twice in one night. Yes, shots fired, because I want to. But no, I'm very happy. And as someone who shits on AEW as much as I do, what I will say is this weekend is absolutely fantastic for professional wrestling. You had so many events on for so many different people. You had independents going to different places, probably going down to Texas to go over there as well. NXT put on a great show. AEW had the longest pay-per-view in the history, beating WrestleMania, one of the WrestleManias, which is too long, in my opinion. But it's their WrestleMania. You do what you need to do with it. And it's just great. WWE had Saturday night's main event as well. We had the unfortunate injury to Seth Rollins. Goldberg got cut off after 30 seconds doing his farewell speech. He made some good. I did watch the full speech. Very good speech. After that as well. But no, it's just great. Professional wrestling is good. We're all in together. Pun intended. We all like different things. We all don't have to like the same thing, but don't copy Cody Rhodes twice in one night and it'd be even better. Shots fired again, because I couldn't be serious the whole time. So yes.
Well, on top of all of what Mark mentioned too, Ring of Honor had an event on Friday night as well too. And let's talk about the fact that this is a monumental weekend.
Mina's now an interim champion. Mina's now an interim champion.
She is, yes. But let's also talk about the fact that not only do you have the all-women's premium live event Evolution tonight, but we also had the first ever broadcasted all-women's boxing event that took place on Friday night when Serrano Taylor had part 3. Right. And man, that was one of the best overall start-to-finish boxing cards I've seen in forever.
Right, Bobby, stop talking. Everyone at home, go and watch that fight and come back and watch their review. These two. I couldn't watch it. Couldn't watch it live because I had work the next day and I had to get up really early in the morning. And I then watched the fight when I got to work because I'm a lazy prick. And then I watched their review show after. And I have to say, I agreed with nearly everything both of these said about the whole fight of the whole night. And it's rare, very rare, that all three of us agree on the same thing. But I did. And what I want to say is the detail that Andre went through doing his own scorecard when he was doing it, and the detail that Bobby went through with the technique of stuff as well. I have to say, if you haven't already, please go and watch it. We've got Evolution tonight. Please go and watch that and support the women as well. You may not like WWE, fair enough. You don't have to like everything. But go and support the women tonight. Make sure that WWE know that they have to make this a yearly thing and make it a fucking better bill, TKO. Don't give Triple H 3 weeks to fucking do it, you dickheads. So, yeah.
3 weeks while also being promoted with another show. Which only really, so in my opinion, only got like a week and a half's worth of build because it only got half the build. So it was like roughly a week's worth of build. And it's like, no, this should have taken place at a different time in the year
This should have taken place after SummerSlam, between SummerSlam and September. Because
Clash in Paris is right at the end of August, and there's nothing till mid-October. It should have been in mid-September.
September, absolutely.
Mid to late September is when it should have been.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I do not want to take that away from the card that there is tonight. Oh. There is some absolute banging matches, by the way. And I want to say this, very clearly. Blake Monroe, Mariah May, or if you're on watching WWE 2K25, my channel, when she hits a finisher, May Bank Holiday, I come up with that. Fucking genius, by the way. If you're English, you know exactly what that means. It is. This is going to be superb. So make sure you go and support it. Make sure you watch it. Give it a like and all of that good stuff. But we've got some interesting chat today, Bubbler, because me and you have to try and explain fucking football.
Yeah, that's the fun part. That is the name of the game here today. We are going to be talking all about footy. We're going to be talking rules. We're going to be taking your questions. So chat, heads up. If you want to know more about footy, aka soccer, which I had to put in there because those who don't know any, but I had to for the fact that we know there's going to be people out there trying to discover it, and the last thing they're going to look up is football. So we want to make sure we tried to collectively get them in so that we can also educate them as to why it's called football. But we are going to go through it. Just as a little background first, though, Mark, you can talk a little bit about your background, but I have been probably playing footy since about the age of 4, I think is when I started. I haven't played in a league for the last probably 6 years, but I also did coach almost since I was about 15 years old. I've got my coaching badges to coach pretty much any team that's not a pro team. I cannot coach pro, but I can coach any age group within Canada at the moment based on the badges that I currently have. So yes, and Peggy joining us in the chat as well too. Stop by and say hello. Sorry to miss the show since I asked for the topic. You can always go back and rewatch on the replay. Yeah.
She will. So, Peggy, throw all your questions in right now, and then you can land the boys are answering them throughout the show.
And she's heading out to
text them to me, and I'll ask them for you.
She's heading out to see Superman, which I saw, and I can spoil it for you right now.
No,
it's a movie.
No, I'm literally going to be there in 2 hours.
Don't spoil it. I need to watch it at some point.
No, hold on. I'm just pulling your leg. I said it's a movie. That's all I said. I'm just making you sweat it a little bit.
I didn't know I thought it was an event. I was legit.
It's not a Broadway musical. Don't worry.
I have never seen Andre, the panic across his face as soon as you said, I'm going to spoil it.
I was about to quit the show.
At the same time, now I'm kind of curious to see Superman, the Broadway musical. But
that could be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, if it's anywhere near as good as Roger, then that's Toy Story the musical. That's Toy Story the musical, bud.
Oh yeah, bollocks.
Yeah. Yes, Andre is Canadian, Brett. In fact, Andre lives one province over from where I do.
We're Canadian.
Province, bitch.
I know. I act like a jackass American, but I'm Canadian.
Yes, you say that to an American in the chat. Well done, bud. Well done. But all right, Mark. A little bit about
Brett. I love you, Brett.
Mark, quickly, a little bit about your time in footy before we start getting into the rules.
You just got auntie on your back. No. Yeah. So Texas is hot. Well, be in England. Be in England right now and tell me if Texas is hot. Tell me Texas is hot if you're not in England right now. It's too fucking hot over here. Anyway, so I have been playing football since the age of probably 4. I did my coaching badges when I was 17. I got trained at the Reading Academy. Got me through my first 2 badges. I went through so I can teach kids and teenagers. I can coach adults, but I need someone with the same level of badges as I do to be as my assistant. I go to football once or twice a week for the past 17, 18 years, where I've had a season ticket at Reading. I have supported Reading since I was 9, I would say. And I've had a season ticket ever since then. Coming up over 20 years, I've had a season ticket at Reading. And not only that, I have been just football fanatic. There's any football on TV, I will put it on. Don't matter if it's the Bulgarian second division. Or the MLS. I'm also putting them in the same bracket.
I like how MLS comes after the Bulgarian second division. It's like they're so low on your radar that they're below second division in Bulgaria.
If you've watched the MLS, you understand. But no, yeah, Texas heat can be rough. Just come to England right now, and I beg you, we have nothing built for this. We're built for heat to stay in, not fucking Baltic heat that we got in the moment. No, so we've done graphics. What about Mexico League is actually fucking good. Mexican football, by the way, is brilliant.
When we were in Cancun years ago, went into the one bar at our resort, and there was a guy watching a match, and so we sit down. I'm like, "Who's your team?" And he kind of drops his face down a little bit because his team was down 4-0 at the time. And all of a sudden, his team gets another goal bagged against them, and the 2 guys working in the restaurant beside come running in, and they're they're laughing at his face. And I'm like, man, footy really is international, because that's exactly what you would do to somebody whose team just got scored on if you knew him. But I felt bad for him, so we gave him an extra good tip as we were sitting there having drinks, finished watching the game with him. And best part is even if I don't know what those commentators are saying, man, are they exciting to listen to. Passionate. Like they make a pass sound like the most exciting thing in a football game.
It's like I love you
about that.
So my footy experience is one season of playing footy when I was like 10, and I was a defender. or is in defense, and I decide just to lay down in the field and not do anything. That's my experience with footy.
Oh
Right.
my, do we need to
My
fix
coach was
this
so
problem?
pissed. My coach was so
Okay.
pissed.
All right, where do we want to start? Do we want to take some questions right off the hop, or do we want to start?
Let's go with Andre and see if with the graphics I made graphics, so
Yeah.
I've got graphics ready to go. But if there isn't, then we can both explain it. But we want to hear from you guys. What is the main things that you want to know? And then I'll dip in everything that we've learned so far. Seattle's high, what, weed wise or Bobby wise or just higher?
Another Bobby.
The low
Bobby would be
temperature
happy
is
no
equivalent
matter
to
what, anyway.
Seattle's high temperature. But
my first question
I'm not the only one that
is,
fits that.
can you explain the difference in positioning on the field? Because like I understand what a keeper is.
I have
But
graphics.
I hear wing backs, then I hear midfielders, then I hear. How does it all work? Like how does all the different positioning on field? Just if you don't mind.
Bobby,
okay.
Hold on.
He's
Before
opening
we
a
go
can of
into
worms
it,
here, eh?
Bobby, can you go into the Discord? Because I haven't actually added it in here. Because if I do, the whole computer could break. Could you get all of the pictures that I did and put them into here? Because I have a graphic for this. For this as well. So no gardening here.
That's yeah. That's my type of gardening, like the garden. Yes,
Snoop
that
Dogg's
type
party.
of garden. Yeah.
The Bob Marley party. Yeah, I get what you mean.
You see where we come from. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're regular gardeners.
I love how we've just got that weed is now gardening. We've got
I had to learn this. Believe it or not, with my experience, I had to learn this as I'm watching the Mother Tucking Post show the one time, and it got brought up, and I'm like, gardening ? And so I was educated by Jose and Auntie on gardening that day, as I was gardening watching their show.
Yeah, so there's quite a few graphics that I put into the Discord, into the chat that we had, that is specifically that I've done for this. But Andre,
trying to get the one that would pertain to this here first for you, which
that's fine.
Probably the easiest way to go. Here we go.
So there's not much to discuss about formations. Formations is a little bit tricky because every manager does something different.
No, I just mean like positions, like what? Because like I hear wing backs,
naming
and I hear
of positions.
midfielder, like. I just don't is there a what's the difference in it? Like,
yes.
Yeah. Like
so
right
Bobby,
center back, and then like I don't.
Are you
what the fuck is that?
No worries. I will educate you.
I'm trying to get this one added right away.
Are you putting it into overlay?
Oh shit, no, because it downloads it in a weird file that it doesn't like on here.
Is it?
Yeah, it needs to convert the file in order to do them from here.
Weird. But explain it to me, Mark.
Just start explaining. I'll convert this file here quick. Just
keep
the explanation going.
You have the goalkeeper. Okay, the goalkeeper is the big fucker that stands in between the net. You will then, if you're a goalkeeper, right, and you're looking out on the pitch, okay, you're looking out very far out, and you're looking at the way the football pitch looks. In front of you, there will be called centre-backs. Right in front of you will be called centre-backs. But you will have the right-sided centre-back or the left-sided centre-back. That's it. You could have the centre-back where it's right in the middle, but mainly you will have a left centre-back and a right centre-back. They're the ones because they will stand on the right-hand side between them, but then you will also have a right-back. So if you're looking out at the field, you will have a right. So you're right here. Okay, I'm really hoping Bobby hurries up with this converter because it says it.
I'm really trying.
I know. If you want me to do it,
you didn't. Are these on Canva?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find them in there.
My Canva, I think. I think they might be on my Canva though.
Oh,
well, I think I might have done a dumb mastery. Hold on, let me try. I do this, Bobby. You explain, and because I know my butter's about to crash. And let me do this, and I'm going to remove myself so it doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so while Mark gets that and what he was getting at when we're talking about defenders, and this can vary a lot depending on the style of the play. So you have 11 aside, you've got a goalkeeper, and you have 10 outfield players. In front of the keeper, like Mark said, you can have a center back. You can have them dead center, especially if you have a 3-person formation. You might have a left, a right, and a center if it's a 3-person back defense. If you're going with 4, which a lot of teams do, you'll generally have 2 center backs. That's not even the one he's looking for yet, but he's getting there. You got 2 center backs, and then you'll have a left and a right center back. You've heard the term wing backs before, right? You've right wing back, left wing back. So usually when you have a 3-person defensive lineup, like when you've got 3 center backs, no, still not that. That's the office line, even it's supposed to be offside line, but office line. And hello SDG joining us in the house as well too. So we got so with wingbacks, how it is when you play with wingbacks, you've usually got a 3-person defensive lineup, and then you've got 2 players, one on the left, one on the right. Those are called your wingbacks. Now, in the formation that utilizes wingbacks, those guys are going to probably do the most running of anybody because they are up and down the pitch. They are your ones that are going to send things into your attacking players from the sidelines on the wings. They're also the ones that are going to come back to form a 5-person defense. So you can imagine you've got 3 center backs to start with, right? You imagine 3 of them lined up there, kind of a triangular shape, however you lay it out. And then you've got your wingbacks who are going to help the attack, but they're also going to come back to create a 5-person defense. So the idea behind that formation is get them forward, get them back, get them forward, get them back, right? So that you're always kind of adding 2 to your attack, adding 2 to your defense in that formation. Mark, do we have a graphic now that makes this easier yet? Or is it there we go. All right.
So if you look at this graphic, you don't have this many players on the pitch. I'm not. These are all what the positionings of each position will be called. We will get into positionings and all of that a little bit later on. But you will see.
He was explaining most of it on there. Yeah.
So I was listening. So GK is goalkeeper, and then you've got SW, which is a sweeper. That is very old school, by the way. I mean, very old school. You don't really do that anymore, so you can ignore that. Where it says RB, that means right back. They are the players that will go up and down that right-hand side, but main job is to defend from their wingers coming at them. You've got right centre-back, which is RCB. CB, as Bobby has been pointing out, is the centre-back. And Bobby did really well with the LCB as well, which is the left centre-back. You've also got the left-back. But as you will see, in front of the LB is LWB, which means left wing back. They will be playing as a left back type player, but they will be running a lot more down that side. The same with the right wing back. They will be running a lot more down that right hand side. They will not be able right back, which means they will be more attacking or offense than defense. For Americans out there. Bobby, do you want to get into a little bit more of the other position, the midfield positions?
Oh, for sure. Okay, so depending on the way that you decide to coach your team or play kind of thing, you have your, as you see by the right wing backs, you have a right defensive mid, a center defensive mid, and then a left defensive mid. So those are usually a holding midfielder. Their job is to kind of play in front of your center backs to support the defense and also kind of create the plays to send up to the attacking players. So you've got that version of a holding type midfield, but then ahead of them, if you'll see in other formations, when you're a little bit more, not attacking minded, but a little bit more open to them having a little bit more room to be ahead of the game and be in that attack, you have the left center mid, and a right center mid right there, which then can progress into a more attacking version, which is left attacking mid, center attacking mid, right attacking mid. You have on your wings, you can either have a right mid and a left mid, or you can have a left wing and a right wing, depending on, again,
I know those. Same as hockey, left wing and right winger.
Yes, and it varies with footy based on the type of formation that you want to do, and whether you're more attacking minded, whether you're more defensive minded, how much you want these guys back in the defense versus how much you want them at the front. From there, you get into the front three that you see on your screen there, the LS, CS, and RS, which is your left striker, right striker, or center striker. Center striker is usually like a flat out center forward. They're used to going through the middle. Left and right strikers are usually a little bit more designed based on what foot they're stronger on, things like that, kind of adding to the attack. And how many you play is up to you, right? Like I said, you've got one keeper, 10 outfield players, and the formation styles change very, very much based on the league, based on the coach, and based on the capability of the players from there. So, Mark, anything to add to that as well, too?
No, not really. I think you got it spot on with the strikers. If you play like a 4-4-2, you will always go with, if you've got one left-footed, one right-footed, you will go, the left-footed striker will go on the left-hand side, and the right-footed striker will go on the right-hand side. It's like with the right midfielders and right wingers, there's slight difference in those roles. The right midfielders are more defensive. They won't be as going forward as much. They will hug the touchline and try to swing the ball in, i.e. David Beckham. If you go with the left-hand side. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, although a lot more in the modern game, we're also seeing a lot of, say, left-footed players wanting to be on the right striker side. And opposite, because they swing it in with the left foot from a right-sided position, and vice versa with the left-sided position, a right-footed player.
With the right mid, you would go David Beckham. The right wing, you'll go Mohamed Salah, who is very good at playing at the wing, but cutting inside and driving towards the goal. With the left wing as well, the left midfielder, you could probably go, we're trying to think of a really well-known left-footed midfielder, Ryan Giggs, you could say, was very much that left-hand side, would defend, would cross, but would get into the box. And then with the left wing, you would go with this day of age, like a Vinicius Junior or a Kylian Mbappe. They do like to play on that left-hand side. For that, but like it all depends. Yeah, Mbappe. Yeah, it's very much of. It all depends on the manager you got, the way that you're going to play, the tactical style, and because knowing those names for those positions is good, but then there's also roles that you could have in those positions. But that's for another day. That's very in depth that we could go on with that side. We could make a whole episode on tactics alone.
We could be here all day.
Fucking day.
Let's not go there.
But no. So we're just making sure that you understand. If you'd like, there's a picture of that. If you want to screenshot it online and then go back to that every so often to look at what those position means, then go and do it. Because
I have it saved on my phone now.
Perfect. Andre, any other questions you got?
Lots, actually. What the fuck is offside? Because I don't understand exactly what the offside is in hockey, but what the fuck is it in football? Because it seems to change for some weird reason. Like I see an offside in a certain position, but then it's not offside at other times, and I'm like, fuck, how does this all work?
Yeah, okay, and there's rules for that.
It gets complicated. So ignore the spelling. First and foremost, ignore the spelling. But this is onside. This is what you call an onside. So the yellow line is the back of the defenders, is the defenders. So their arse cheeks is the last line of defense. Let's say their arse cheeks is the last line of defense. The red team is defending Bobby's goal. Okay, Bobby's in goal. He's thinking a lot. He's a very much of a thinker goalkeeper. Doesn't really know what he's doing, but he thinks a lot. Just like Bobby in real life. Doesn't know what he's doing, but thinks a lot. But I love you, Bobby. But then you're going up against, let's say, I'm attacking. But I'm the blue dot in the middle going up to the yellow line. I am currently onside because if the ball is played right now the ball is played, I am in front of the defenders. I'm not behind them. I'm in front of them, which means I'm in offside position. If the ball lands in between the two red dots and where I am in the middle, I will have an easy chance to score it. Now, you were offside, or as I've probably called it wrong, I have spelled it right. I've just called it on. Why have I called it offside right one side and offside? Fucking idiot. Offside. So If the ball is played right now because of the the offside line, because of the asks of the defenders, if the ball is played right now, I'm an offside position because I am ahead of the defenders. If my
Okay.
penis, that's right, let's put this in a very graphic way. If my cock is in front of the defenders, it still means I'm offside. Any
So it
part
could
of
be
your
just a
body.
fraction of a hair off to be offside, is what he's saying.
Exactly. My
So
penis is so tiny that it could still make me offside.
So okay,
My
it's similar to again, and with hockey, because I have to equate it to hockey, the sport I know best. Their offside is a set line. If you get given the ball before you cross that line, you're good. You can cross it no problem and go in and score. But if you get past the ball when you're behind the line, that's offside.
See how it like based on the last graphic when he was onside there, if say the player on the left hand, the blue player on the left hand side of the screen has possession of the ball, and they were to cut the ball between the two red defenders that are right in front of them, like pass it straight through them. At that point in time, the blue in the center there can make that run. As soon as that ball leaves the other blue player, as soon as it leaves their foot, the other player can then go for it at that point in time and not be offside. But if at any time they impede the offside line there in that process, then they will get called for offside. The
Yeah.
exception to this entire rule is if you're in your own half. Now, so if you're in your own half defending and you have your striker sitting at the very center line of the field, and you play a long ball to that center player and there's no defenders behind him, that is okay. You are not offside if you're in your own half.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I just didn't understand it because there's no my brain thinks of the set line in hockey, right? Versus so it's a floating line. It's the last defender is where
Yeah.
the offside line is, and as long as
Yeah.
if the ball's been played or you have the ball, you can cross that line, but you can't be past that ball if you're behind the line, or it would be
So
offside if you're behind the line.
so if I'm the blue player on the left hand side, right? Let's go. I'm the blue player, and I've got the ball at my feet. I beat those players, and there is no player in front of me. But I passed it. I have to pass it across. I can't pass it forward. I can pass it back if to another blue player that could be open, and that will still be onside. There's like a two-phase rule. Is the defender the last person? So are you kicking the ball over the defender? Yes, I am. So that will mean the defenders are the last point of a defense. So I have to be in front of them before I make the run to try and get on the end of it to score. The second part of that is if there's no defenders around, the ball has to be passed backwards. A bit like rugby. You have to pass the ball backwards no matter what in rugby. But if there's no let's say all the defenders are down, injured, and it's 1-on-1 versus the goalkeeper, right? Me and Andre versus Bobby in goal, right? I then have to pass the ball square, like literally next to me or behind me. I cannot pass that ball in front of me. So that is another part of the rule as well.
Now we could take this one step further and make it a little bit more complicated because it's not complicated enough. Now imagine we're back to this whole situation, and that player on the left side of your screen in blue has possession of the ball. You see where the offside line is. Now imagine the player on the far right in blue happens to be just slightly over that offside line. But the player on the left hand side, instead of passing, decides to make a run for it, takes a shot on goal, and scores. Now, arguably, you could argue that the right-handed player was offside. However, they didn't impede the goalkeeper and do anything that could prevent that keeper from stopping the play that happened. Therefore, you can legally call it an onside play in that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Again, that doesn't seem too complicated, actually.
No,
you say that.
We've dumbed it down to a point where it's understandable, but then when you watch it, that it can get tricky There is a rule as well about goalkeepers. If there's no defenders and the goalkeeper comes out of his box, you have to be in front of the goalkeeper, not behind it, and you can't be behind the goalkeeper to tap it in, because that would be offside, and then you're in offside. But you have to be inside. It gets really there's like really nuanced like offside rules, and it's really tricky. But this is the main one you want to look for. If you're making a pass, you want to make sure that your defender, your attacker, is in front of it. You do not want to make the pass when it's looking like that. That's basically it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Next one.
All
right. Question. So there's always time at the end of each half. Like, is it just from every whistle stoppage? Because I always hear penalty time or something. How does that work?
Added on.
Yeah. Added time or stoppage time, Fergie time, whatever you want to call it. But
like, how does that accumulate? Like, how do they know how much?
Okay, so
they know to add 7 minutes or to add 4 minutes, or like how do they know?
Okay, so it all depends on the stoppage of play that happens. So it all depends on if a player gets injured. It's mainly on how long is the ball out of play for. So if you take a throw in, the referee will sometimes calculate how long that you've gone off the field for. So if you take a really long time to make a throw in, that gets added on. So it's all about they want more of the football in play. If it goes to a corner, how long does it take for the corner kick to take? If there's a penalty, how long does it take the guy taking the penalty to actually take it? Is the opposition team wasting enough time for it to happen? It's all a goal kick. A goalkeeper cannot take longer than 10 seconds from when he places the ball down or when it goes out of play to place it down to kick it away. Because there are goalkeepers, Joe Lumley, that decide to take about half an hour to kick the ball away from it. So then what they will roughly do, if there's an interference in play, they will have a rough estimate of how long was this player down for. 6 minutes? Well, then we're going to need to make it up for. We're going to have 6 minutes added on time. And that happens at the end of that half.
Goals scored typically add a minute to a minute and a half per half.
Also, it will depend on the referee.
That too. Yeah.
It will also depend on the referee.
And when I jokingly said Fergie time is because as a Manchester United fan back in the day when Sir Alex Ferguson was their manager, their coach, a lot of the time people would make the joke that more added minutes would happen in a Manchester United game when Ferguson was the coach, and they were tied at that point, and Man United always, in what they would call Fergie time, would find that magical goal to win the game and piss off everybody other than the Manchester United fans. And Pop Smokes is now in the house. How you doing, Pop Smokes? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I mean, there's always things like that. And it's changed over the years. It used to never be more than it was rare if you saw 4 or 5 minutes added at the end of a game. Now it's like 7 is common, 10 minutes. Like, I mean, it is to the point where I wouldn't be shocked if they played a whole other half by the time these referees get done with it sometimes. So the rules always change, but the base of them tends to stay the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on then. We'll go next.
Just continue. All I really have left is a good story. I think you're going to answer most of my other questions in your graphics.
Okay, so here is what the English football pyramid is. We are going off the English football pyramids. I have got logos for the teams in their divisions of where they are. So it makes it a little bit understanding for you guys. Manchester United somehow stayed in the Premier League, but they are a Premier League side after last season. Wrexham.
I know them. I know that team.
Exactly. They are now in this level 2, which is after their promotion from League 1, is now they're in the Championship. That's where they are. They are one division below the Premier League, one position higher than as you can see. Level 3 is Reading, where we are right now. We are
our team. Let's go.
Exactly. We are 2 divisions down from Manchester United. Probably not for long, but it'll probably be one division or the same division next season. Hopefully.
Shut up. Shut up.
Everything goes to plan. But no, you've got Salford United. I put them in League 2 because people know them. They're owned by David Beckham and Gary Neville, the class of 92. They are the majority owners of Salford. And then I put Yeovil Town because Yeovil are were very well known for being the FA Cup giant killers at one point. They used to beat all of them. But they are in the Vanarama National League now.
Oh, I know who they are from the Wrexham show. Yeah,
Yes, you will know
the
that.
first couple seasons there. Yeah.
Then you've also got so the so
This is where
level
it gets
6,
complicated.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So level 6, you have 2 divisions. You have the Vanarama National League North, and you have the Vanarama National League South. Now you will have 3 or 4 people relegated from the Vanarama National League, and you will get 2 people promoted from the Vanarama National League North, and 2 people promoted from the Vanarama National League South. There are reasons why there are 2 Vanarama National League Norths or Souths is still, I fucking know. That's what they've done. They've made things a lot more difficult. It also, if you've watched my channel and you've watched this South Shield save, you know that when we started the save, we were in the Vanarama National League North and we made our way up to the Premier League. But then you've also got the Northern Premier, the Southern Premier Central, the Southern Premier South, and the Island Premier. They are all teams in level 7. You can go. There's no end to how low you can go down. Hashtag United, which is that started from YouTubers, from Spencer FC. They are in. I think they're in level 7. They're in level 7 now, but they've been pushed. They've also got partnership with Cesar Azpilicueta, former Spanish defender, and Chelsea as well. They're not a team. What's the word? A team that comes from a name from a city or from a town. They are just YouTuber name. They don't really have like a home base that they're trying to look for from that. So have you got any questions regarding that, the English Football League pyramid?
So like down in like level 7, that's like semi-pro teams or like
Yes.
like club, just like your weekend play teams. Some of them, right? Like
yeah. They will be plumbers, and then on the weekend try and play football, and then you'll have that you will have that in level 6 as well. You will have that in there as well. You will have semi-professional players that will be plumbers, art decorators, Tesco's manager, whatever. And then on the weekend they will train twice a week, and then they will then go to a game on a Saturday or a Sunday. Or
so
they
like
will also have
the National League is kind of where it becomes professional, right?
Sort of. You will become full-time professional in League 2.
Okay.
But you also, the best way to get promoted out of the National League is to be professional.
Okay.
You have
literally what Wrexham did, right? Like what Wrexham did.
Yeah. Exactly. So
sorry, I know you hate them, but they're my easiest point of. They're my easiest point of reference for a lot of this stuff because I've watched the series, right? So
no, they do a great job of explaining it. They are a good series for new up and coming stuff.
Yeah.
But I just hate the amount of money they spend. But at the same time, if my club did it, I probably wouldn't hate it. So I'm just a bitter twat. That's basically it.
Bitter twats, bitter twats, bitter
exactly.
twats.
That's what I like. Any more questions from that one?
No, the pyramid's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, do you want to talk about real life leagues and the teams that are in them? I will put the graphics up, and you can talk about them.
Sure.
So we'll go Premier League first. Here, so I've highlighted Bobby's team, but he's going to talk about the others, and we'll go through stats and history about the Premier League later on.
Wait, sure. I thought they were I thought they were in 15th.
So here's the sure, shut up. Anyway, so this is a look at the table for next year, and if you check carefully, my friend, it's currently alpha numeric order. Not the numeric would apply to these teams, but alphabetical order. That's why you see Arsenal in first place, which they'll never make it to. And
I was going to say Manchester seems really high because I was thinking they'd be down in like 18th or 19th. But
no, they wouldn't. We're going to change that fortune. I mean, Tottenham belongs where they're sitting there right now, but Man United's going to switch it around this season. But yes, you've got again in alphabetical order. It's Arsenal, Villa, Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, Burnley, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Everton, Leeds, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham, West Ham, Wolverhampton. How this works, and you see where 18, 19, and 20 are, that is the teams called to be in the relegation zone. Those teams are only there based on alphabetical right now. Could they be there at the end of the season? Certainly.
No.
Probably not, but they could be. But how it works is your bottom 3 teams in the Premier League will be relegated down to the championship. We won't, again, considering time, we won't even get into Champions League promotions and stuff. Maybe, Champions League teams. There you go. Championship teams. So, okay. There we go. So, the way it works, the championship, to get promoted to the Premier League, you either have to place first place, where you see Birmingham sitting, first or second, yes, sorry. And then third, fourth, fifth, and sixth play in a mini tournament in order to determine the third team that gets promoted to the Premier League. And again, I believe it's bottom 3 get booted down to League One. So you don't want to be in the last place teams. This is one of the most difficult leagues.
The hardest league.
To be in. In fact, Wrexham might get their first rude awakening in the things that they've been doing by playing in this exact division there. So you've got Birmingham, Blackburn, Bristol, Charlton, Coventry, Derby, Hull City, Ipswich, Leicester, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Oxford, Portsmouth made it up there. Okay, go figure. Preston, Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton, Stoke City, Swansea, Watford, West Brom, and Wrexham.
Which is the team that was owned by Tom Brady?
Birmingham.
Birmingham, okay.
Yeah. Yes, Brett, to your question, you can be promoted and demoted. So that is the name of the game. It's not just about trying to get to the top. It's about survival as well, too. So, yes. League One, of course, League One works it does in terms of promotion, works exactly the same. First and second go up. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth play a mini tournament to decide the third position going up to the championship. Bottom 3, you're out of here. You're going one more down to League 2. Or bottom 4, okay, shit. Bottom 4 go down.
And Reading's going to be really number 2 next year. Reading's going to be second place. We're going to get auto promotion in second. You think
place. Okay, well, maybe. I mean, this is their year. They did pretty damn. They did damn good last year. So.
If you being realistic is us being second, then fuck me.
I'm saying second. I'm saying second. I'm not saying we're not saying championship.
I've said this already, and I will say this again for all the Reading fans that could potentially watch this. And I'm going to say it very cleanly for you. Yes, I've moved my camera because this is a better lighting for me here. Is if we get the signings that I've been told that we're going to be getting today, I've been told we're looking at 7 players. If we get the 7 quality players we get in, I'm telling you this now, my minimum for this season is playoff. Minimum. If we get those 7 players in, because no. Because if we go, if I go any higher, it's never going to happen. So I'm very much sure. If we get second, if we get first, if we're near first, fucking win it. Second base bollocks, not doing any of that. But yeah, Championship League One's different. You have 4 people getting relegated, and you have 3 people that get promoted, which means you get in League 2. I'll do this one for you, Bobby. In League 2, you'll get 4 people promoted from League 2, but you will only get 2 people relegated to the National League, where 2 people will get promoted out. There is a chat at the moment where they want to make that bigger because more teams from the National League should go up. I think anyway, should make it fair, make it 3 go up and 3 go down. I think that's fairer from that. So yeah, that's where you got Salford. Then in League One, that we got Reading, and then that's Reading in League One. In the Championship, you've got Wrexham, and then you've got Tom Brady's Birmingham City. Sheffield United, who are going through an absolutely horrific stage at the moment. Their owner is doing what our owner did the past few years, not paying players, not paying staff. So I really do hope that they get through that. A historic team, a historic ground. Also, yes, there is a pile of shit on top of Oxford United's name. I did that personally because they're a piece of shit. Also, I forgot to do it on Swindon's team, but they're in League 2, so no one gives a fuck about them, you shit fucks. So yeah, That's that. We got a bit of history because I know that Andre and me have to talk Formula One because there's been a massive news this week, and we have to talk Formula One before we go at the end of it today.
Let's do it.
Well, before we do that, I just want to tell people that are watching on replay or in the chat again, if you have further questions, want to know more about the sport, you can reach out to myself and Mark anytime. We're happy to go over that with you, or we will also, by request, we can do another future episode where we can go more in depth with your questions as well too. So let us know. But yeah, gentlemen,
we can talk about it, especially because we will see something updated tables and like that. Yeah,
I've got this stat. I got this stat for Bobby before we get to Formula One.
All right,
I've got this stat for Bobby, and I want him to read it. This is the English Premier League records, because there's only one part of this I want him to read, and then we will do the rest. I want him to read the left-hand side first.
Okay. You want me to read this out loud or just to myself?
Yeah. Read it out loud.
Most points in a season was 100, done by Manchester City 2017-2018 season. Most home points in a season is 55, shared with Chelsea in 05-06, United in 010-11. You got Manchester City in 2011-2012 and Liverpool 2019-2020. Most away points in a season is 50. Manchester City, that's the 2017-2018 year.
That's it. That's all I needed to know. That's all I wanted, Bobby, is I wanted you to recognise how great Manchester City are compared to your team.
Go.
That was it.
Whatever. Oh, no. You gotta give United its fewest points in a season while winning the league is 75 for me.
City is all City are the fucking Wrexham of the Premier League. They just had some billionaire walk in, slap a bunch of money on a team that was barely holding on by a thread at the relegation zone and turn them into a top club. That's how they earn their top club. That's not how Chelsea made it there. That's not how Liverpool made it there. It's not how Arsenal. Chelsea to a degree, sure, but Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man United, come on. They at least earned their spots.
Roman Abramovich was what the Saudis did when he turned out. And then Manchester United brought anyone that was good in the league every single year. They sold a couple of big names, but anyone that was good, United would tap up every single
Ferguson year. Also had his limits on who he would spend on too. Because there was outcries from like when they had Carlos Tevez on loan, and United fans were like, sign him, and they were holding out for like 25 million pounds and something. And Ferguson's like, no. Not happening. Not interested. And he just sends away. Let Manchester City buy him. Now Tevez was good, but the thing was Ferguson. He knew what would work for him and what was the value, and he wouldn't go above it.
But you just got some stats here as well that you've got the fewest amount of wins in a season was Derby County's 2007-2008 season, where they only had one win in there. The fewest home wins was the only win that Derby had in that season was at home, when Sunderland also had that as one home win, and Ipswich and Southampton last season went on that. Fewest away wins in a season with 0 was Leeds, Coventry, Wolves, Norwich and Derby. But we're going to look at Premier League titles as well. This is where Bobby wants to look away, because you will see here the top spot in number 1 is both Manchester United and Liverpool. Liverpool, who by the way, before the 2019 season and the last season, they hadn't won the Premier League since 1989-90 season. And the 90 season where they last won it, it took them 35 years to get to the 20 spot, where in that time Manchester United won so many. Since 1988, let's go back. Since 1992-93 season, they won it 93-94, 95-96, 96-97, 98-99. You lot fucking moaned about Man City dominating. You fuckers did it. 99-1000, 2000 to 2001, 2002, then 2003, then 2006. The last time they won it was in 2012-2013 season, which, if I'm correct, was one of Fergie's last seasons for Manchester United. But then you got Arsenal in third place with 13 titles, Man City, who really caught up on 10, Everton on 9, Villa Then you got Sunderland, who won it 6 times. Chelsea won it 6. Sheffield Wednesday, who are now currently in the championship, who also have had a hard time, really won it 4 times, are ranked 4. And then we've got some teams here. Look at this. Huddersfield Town, who currently are in Liga 1 with us, have won the Premier League 3 times in 1923, 24, 24, 25. I can't see that because of the comment on there, but I can't. I think that says 35, 25, 26. So they won it 3 years on the bounce. And then look down here. Sheffield United won it once. West Brom won it once in 1990, and Ipswich won it in 1961-62. If I am correct, I could be wrong, but please someone double check this. That's the season Bobby Robson. And there's also as well, under the ticking banner as well, if I could just quickly hide that for a sec, Nottingham Forest there, as long with Leicester. Portsmouth won the Premier League twice. Tottenham won it twice as well, along with Derby County. But yeah, there's a lot of history there as with it.
We should also quickly mention that until 1990, the Premier League was essentially the championship. That they created that new top division around that time frame.
It was called Division 1. That was what it was called until 1993, and then it was then changed because of the Premier League rights were sold to Sky Sports, where it was then changed to Barclays Premier League. And that's when the Premier League. That's why you'll get teams that go, "I've never won the Premier League," even though they did, because apparently football never existed behind the 90s when it did.
Football only came to being in the 90s, man. Come on.
No, it's just ridiculous. But as Bobby said, if you have any questions, we probably do this maybe monthly, where we will do, or every so often before the NFL season starts. By the way, talking of NFL, I just joined a paid fantasy league today. And Miami Dolphins league, I paid. I'm joining a fantasy league. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so going to be last. So that's fun.
Crush you in that.
You're not going to. You're going to lose. With that, you're going to get battered. But if you are sat at home and you've got any questions, Bobby reads the comments because I don't, or Noelle. I keep forgetting. So if you want to write them down, I will look at Bobby will let me know if there's any more graphics you guys want moving forward, or anything you want a better understanding. Just let us know in the comments.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen, we're getting close to that time, so Formula One us up.
Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to go kick it off, or do you want me to kick it off?
Christian Horner is gone from Red Bull. Not surprising. Everything that's going, all the rumors out there, him and Max Verstappen, and Red Bull is going to keep their driver if they're going to keep anybody. They're not going to keep Christian Horner. They're going to do what he wants. They're going to, because that dude is a champion. He is, and again, I know you don't. I know you're not the biggest fan of Max Verstappen and Red Bull, but they're champions. Max Verstappen is one of the best drivers going right now, and taking Horner out of the picture helps to ensure that Red Bull keeps its number one next year. I feel like there's a much higher chance he sticks around now without Horner there, I think.
I reckon that there's a 0.5% more chance than there was before. That is my... So, if you guys don't know, 18 months ago, there was a allegation against Christian Horner for sexual and inappropriate messages towards a Red Bull employee. Red Bull did their internal investigation, even though that there is external drives that are made public now where you can read them, where he was cleared by the internal investigations by Red Bull. Which then dampened the situation that happened at Red Bull, because then their top engineer, top engine designer, Adrian Newey, left because Christian Horner stayed. You got Jonathan Wheatley, who was one of the top performance enhancers for Red Bull Motoring, left and went to Sauber. You've also got a couple of the backroom engineers that left to go to McLaren. The Red Bull were a supplier team, so they would get engine manufacturers from other parts of the league to supply them with an engine, and then they would use that engine and develop it into what they wanted for their car. But Christian Horner wanted to develop an engine himself, So Ford have come in and working in that way that they're now in the motorsport industry, and it was going against them because Honda said that they were going to leave at the end of the 2024 season, halfway through it, which then they didn't and went to Aston Martin. They now are going to be going over there. So because of these allegations, there's also been Toto Wolff. If you don't know who he is, he and Susie Wolff. Toto Wolff is the head honcho at Mercedes Formula One motorsport team. He is the big cheese, the big boss. He has been sniffing around Max Verstappen for about a year, about 18 months, ever since Lewis Hamilton said that he was going to be leaving Mercedes because they were offering him a shit contract, Mercedes, because they were just, no, we're giving you a 1+1 contract instead of just a flat 2-year deal. That he then, Ferrari went, you come to Mananello, you will get all the paparizza, pizza, blah, and then Lewis went, okay. And then he went over to, I'm very sorry if I offended any Italians. I really did think that was a really good Italian accent.
Sorry. You have to do an apology at the start of next week's show.
I'm very, very sorry. Mozzarella deep for that. Anyway, I love Italians. The passion is fucking incredible. I love them. But yeah, so ever since then, Max Verstappen, ever since the allegation took over, there has been a huge rift inside of Red Bull. Jos Verstappen, who is Max Verstappen's dad, by the way, preface this very easily, Bellend, who is Max Verstappen's manager, very well known in the motor industry. That I'm going to explain why. If Max Verstappen lost a race in his go-karting, he would leave him at the track and make him walk home while he drove home with the car in the boot and take it home. He would leave his child to walk down a busy motorway to get home. Yes, Bellend. And it's very well documented that Max has actually said that he'd done this. Bellend. Jos Verstappen told Ferrari 18 months ago that they need to deal with the Horner situation. Apparently, Horner had Ferrari in a headlock, and then according to... Yeah, sorry, thank you. Thank you. According to reports, it's taken 18 months for Red Bull lawyers to find a loophole in whatever Christian Horner was doing, and they triggered it. So after 20 years, the second most victorious team principal in Formula One history. By the way, this will feel a lot of people old. For the first time, in Kimi Antonelli and Oliver Biermann's life, since they were born, that there is a new Red Bull team principal. Yes, they are under 20 years of age. It is fucking crazy. From it. Right? Lauren Mecchi. If you don't know who Lauren Mecchi is the sister team principal. He was Racing Bulls, Visa Cash App, buy one, get one free, Tesco meal deal team. He is now going to be taking over. We don't know if it's duties forever or if this is just until the end of the season. It's trying to steer the ship. The press release has said, and I'm going by press release, has said that they would like to thank Christian Horner for everything he has done. But we feel that we need to improve. The reason apparently behind the scenes is they're not happy at the characterization of Red Bull because Red Bull are the most hated team and they want to change that. Have fun. Have fun with that. They're going to try and change that.
Horner didn't help that even before his allegations.
Change your fucking car.
He was a giant pompous asshole for so long, and I'll say this: Drive to Survive did not help that even in the slightest. It made it worse because he came off like an even bigger car. Yeah. Oh, he's such a jackass. But like, you can't argue how he ran the team, and he ran it through lots of championship seasons. But again, if it's just true, then I don't want to see him there.
So this is where it gets sticky now. Because there was a time where Ralf Schumacher, formerly Formula One driver, also the brother of Mick Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, one of the greatest drivers of all time, said that in Sardinia, Italy, that Toto Wolff will be meeting with Max Verstappen Then everyone went on a plane app and found Max Verstappen's own plane in Sardinia, as long as Toto Wolff's private plane was in Italy at the same time, same place, same destination. Which is also saying that because there is a 120 million euro release clause in Max Verstappen's contract, where if he's underperforming or below third in the constructors, he can opt to let someone trigger that. And according to higher ups, to the Dutch news outlet who rarely get it wrong, who are very in the know, said that the Mercedes bosses have said, yes, we will pay that. No worries. If you want Max Verstappen. But there is also, I do apologize, Bobby, for rambling on, and there is just a lot that's gone on, because now that puts George Russell in a very shit position, because not only is this man having the best season of his career, not only has he taken that mantle that Sir Lewis Hamilton left behind as the leader and taken it forward and helping Kimi Antonelli while he's at it, he's now at risk of losing a seat because of this. They did a Mercedes.
Because Kimmy's like Toto's boy, right?
Yes.
On top of it, so Kimmy ain't going anywhere. So like, then the point is, could George end up over at Red Bull? If he loses his seat, Red Bull's the biggest thing they could do is go after George, because at least they would be putting a great driver in there.
There is another option. Cadillac.
Yeah, because oh my God, imagine George Russell behind the wheel of Cadillac in their first season. Oh my God.
Yep. There is another option. They are looking for veteran drivers, i.e. Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez. Daniel Ricciardo is not coming back. I watched an interview.
No.
I watched an interview with the Cadillac guy where he was talking about things, which is on High Performance. If you go on YouTube, go on High Performance. It's with Jake Humphries. He sat down with the Cadillac guy who is trying to get it all done, set, ready for next season. Very, very good interview. I would highly recommend go and watch that. Just watch the first half an hour, 40 minutes. He's a Formula One guy. Really interesting chat. Go and watch that as well. But it's mental. I think Formula One's at a stage now where silly seasons are coming again. You could look at George Russell potentially going to Cadillac. You could say he could go to Aston Martin. Get rid of fucking Stroll, you twats. He could go and turn up.
Lawrence ain't gonna fire his son.
Someone shoot him then. I mean, don't order violence.
No.
But no, it's very much of I don't know where to go at this point. I'm very interested to see where things go. But yeah, that's my thinking of that. If you got anything last thing you want to say about that, about Andre?
No, it's interesting because again, there could be a whole huge shakeup that I don't think anybody was like truly thought they would see, with like just from Horner leaving could create this whole wave of Verstappen maybe at Mercedes. George Russell could end up at Red Bull or Cadillac, or next season will be insane, but it could be even more insane than it currently already sits.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah,
All
Bobby,
right,
I do apologize for rounding that up like that.
All good, but with that said, Andre, how are you shaking up the vodcast world this week? What you got going on, brother, and where can people find you?
You can see me this coming Wednesday, where myself and Ed join the host, the Empress, the number one, Peggy, as we are going to premiere DC Talk, and we are going to be talking about Superman, which I am going to see in 52 minutes. So I'll be going to check out Superman. I know Peggy just sent me a picture about half an hour ago of her sitting in the theater waiting for her movie to start. So I'm going to go see that movie in just a little bit here. So we'll be talking about that this coming Wednesday. Should probably be the 10 p.m. Eastern normal start time. But it may shift slightly early because Peggy is now out on the East Coast. So we may shift again. It'll be Wednesday evening. So check that out. And then you can find me back here next weekend. Point of view. And then I will be joining Mark next in a week and a half's time for his Mark Talks Mental Health.
There you go. Spoiler alert, Superman wears a red cape. Mark, what do you got coming up this week and where can the people find you?
You're in one of those moods, aren't you, today? I can already tell. You're in one of those. Yes, so if you are watching this now and you're not in the future, we are currently, not that I'm going to check on my phone right now where I am, we are...
I'm going to jump out, boys. I got to go.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Good, Andre. Take care. Cheers, brother.
Take care, mate. Hope you have a good one. We are coming to the next season, and we're coming to the midway through of the season here in Australia. So make sure you go check that out. We're doing really well, but it's all about now trying to win trophies. Can we do that? Not only that, we are looking at and building towards coming up for you tomorrow is the start of Bash in Berlin. We also have an absolutely fucking monstrosity of a main event tonight in AAA where you've got Big Shaquille O'Neal versus the Great Khali versus Tyrese Halliburton versus Jalen Bronson in a fatal four-way eliminator to face John Cena at Bash in Berlin. Now, me and Bobby know what happens, and you want to watch it for that. So that's coming up. And also on Wednesday, 6 p.m. UK time, on Mark Talks Men's Health on YouTube or Mind with Mark. It is my first episode with a guest, and it will be my brother. We are going into a deep dive of our lives about a time when I was not very well, how it affected him, how it affected the family, and what we did trying to move forward. So that will be coming up. And the week after that, there is another episode, and it will be with... I can't get the fucking pen right. There we go. This guy. He will be here. So make sure you check that out.
Speaking of this guy, there's my credentials down below on that ticker. That's where you can follow me as well for what I got coming up. Again, later today, if I get the editing done on time, my 30 years ago Does It Still Rock series will continue talking about Filter's album Short Bus this time around. So check that out. You can also catch me tomorrow on the War Room with Ed. Another episode's going to drop. Speaking of which, another edit that I got to get done and uploaded here today. So hopefully you'll be able to check those things out, but you're also definitely going to be able to check out Thursday Night Live with Papa Smokes, as we're probably going to be talking some more indie wrestling this Thursday on Ring Respect Radio as per usual. And look at that, Brett Martinez coming in with the subs to Mark's channels. Thank you, Brett, for always supporting what we do and all our individual channels as well too. We really appreciate you. But yes, I'm also going to be back here next Sunday. Point of View. You're going to see me less on screen this week because, oh my God, this last week was a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take a little breather, get back to some normal pacing, and be here for all those fine moments that I'm here for already. But you can catch everything at OLE Podcast. That's our ticker down below across all social media, as well as YouTube and Twitch. And YouTube has been a bit of a jerk lately. They've changed all the rules. Once again, they're trying to screw the small guys over. They're trying to ban us and do all sorts of things. You can't do this on television. You can't do that on television. So whatever it takes, please sub to the channel, turn on the notification bell, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and help us make it impossible for YouTube to keep screwing us over. But that's all that we've got for you this week. I'm going to leave you with this week's weekly calendar on the way out so you know everything that's coming up from OLE Podcast. Thank you for supporting. We'll see you next Sunday. Take care, everybody.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Fools are calling me, but I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me this time is coming, for the sake of all your lies.